sound like Donkey Kong, Jeremy. Where the hells are you?
Oh, you didn't hear that Tina and Brian and Mimi and Frank Sr. are all trying to get me arrested? You didn't know that yet?
Oh, I watched the video yesterday.
Oh, you watched it. Okay.
So many questions and so much BS.
Yeah, there was quite a bit, wasn't there? There was quite a bit of deuce. There was deuce all around. There's piles of guano everywhere. No doubt about it.
Did they find poop in their steak holes?
I don't know. I don't know that they know where their steak holes are because they're halfway into the garage.
That is right. That is true. The last survey was 30 years ago, decades ago. Happy Sunday Fun Day, everyone. Welcome back to our Sunday live stream where we get to hang out with you guys live. If you're joining in real time at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we get to read your comments in the chat. And Jeremy will be starting the live off with a song. Take it away, Jeremy.
I don't know if I can do this.
You can do it.
I don't know. I can be your best friend coming into town, but then you tried to steal with my pipe in the ground. I can bring jobs and I can bring cash, but you'll never know because I'm done with your crap. What? I can't do it.
You mean the crap in the steak hole or just the piles?
It's not the same not being there. It's not the same.
You can do it.
Can't do it. I just can't do it. It's not the same, George.
Are you just not feeling it?
I'm not feeling it. It's not the same. It's not the same. I have to be in Florida to do it. If you love what the hell's type, what the hell's.
In the chat, in the live chat, y'all.
You love what the hell's type, what the hell's.
Or WTH for short.
If you love what the hell's and don't want to see Lieutenant, what's his name again? McLiar? McLiar put me in jail.
It's Mick and Liar. Mick and Liar.
If you love what the hells, type what the hells. If you love what the hells, type what the hells. You love what the hells, type what the hells. If you love what the hells, and you know I'm not in jail.
They wish. They wish.
Do they ever?
They can keep wishing.
If you love what the hells, type what the hells. Just not the same.
Give it up for Jeremy.
Florida music is better, I think.
Sometimes you just gotta wing it. Is it the guitar?
The guitar is a great guitar. Remember when we found that in the storage unit?
Yeah, it's a beauty.
So
it is
so good. And do you go ahead and take it away while I do something?
Okay. All right. If you guys are tuning in and you've been following us for a while, we do if you've been watching our storage unit videos, we do have live auctions immediately after this live show. I have pinned the link to join us for our auctions. If you haven't downloaded the Whatnot app yet, I pinned it in the live chat comment, right? So that you can download it, join us. Tonight, we're giving away $100 Make You Holla gift card right here. And there's a ton of new stuff that we've launched in our Buy It Now. So if you don't purchase something at auction, you can purchase something from our Buy It Now store and you'll be eligible to enter in this $100 gift card giveaway tonight.
Hey, can I win the $100?
I mean, I guess you could, but you'd have to make a purchase.
I might need it for bail, George. If we continue with Lieutenant McLiar, then I might need it for jail.
You're mispronouncing it. It's Mac-and-Liar.
Oh, Mac-and-Liar.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I do mispronounce these things.
Apparently, did you know he's been upgraded to detective?
Oh, he's a detective now?
Yeah. He's a detective now. Yes.
Wow. Does he know that we've already had a meeting with his supervisor about him and we have other future meetings?
I think it was a self-promotion, to be honest.
Oh, well, sometimes it's hard to find steaks. What can I say? Yeah. Sometimes you need Lynette and Crook to help find steaks. And there's got to be some poop.
You just got to smell the aroma of the poop in the steak holes, I mean, I think that's how it goes around here in Levy County, or especially in Otter Creek.
What a week.
So much has gone on this week. Where do you even want to begin? I'm going to let you take the lead.
How do we even begin in this week of Otter Freaks? Like, I don't even know how we even begin. The insanity of these freaks and what they continue to do and what they have done. And I mean, we could start with Deuce having to go to Pensacola. Somebody's going to have to give him directions. He can't even figure out where Gainesville is when he's in Gainesville already. So how does anybody expect this guy to actually get to Pensacola?
Well, to be fair.
Okay, let's be fair.
He did make it once. He did arrive there once.
That's true. And
somehow.
Then begged for money.
And showed up early. He showed up early. And
begged for money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the judge, oh my gosh. Deuce has been filing all these motions to get remote access and to transfer from the Gainesville division to the Gainesville division. And he's managed to upset the magistrate that's assigned to this federal case, that this judge is now demanding that he appear in person, face to face, in the flesh.
You want to show the order? I mean, you might as well just show the order.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's pull up page 1 of the order.
Well, you know what? Let's take that off the screen really quick. Maybe. How about we do this? Okay, so obviously I'm at Hale's headquarters, and I've had an incredible weekend already at Hale's headquarters. And so I had the amazing opportunity to catch up with the mayor of the village that Hale's headquarters is in last night. So Mayor Dan, he may be in the chat. I don't know. I can't see it right now. But Mayor Dan and I had a great time last night at dinner. And Mayor Dan, you know this already because I tell you this, but Mayor Dan's like, Jeremy, you should have been here at the last meeting. It would have been amazing for your YouTube channel. And I'm like, I will never come to the town hall meetings and record them. And I think if Mayor Dan's in the chat, he can attest to this, that he has invited us many, many times, and I refuse to go. The only reason why we have ever recorded any town hall meetings in Otter Creek is because of the theft and the corruption and for accountability. So anybody who wants to go out there and says, well, I only film things because I'm using it for content on YouTube is beyond foolish, number one. And they're going to find—
Mayor Dan is in the chat.
Oh, Mayor Dan is in the chat. So Mayor Dan, did we or did we not have a conversation about me coming and filming at town hall, and I still refused to be there? And I had a great time with Mayor Dan, and I just love, and I told him, I love coming home here because the people are just so normal. I mean, it's just, it is a drastic difference between Ohio and Florida. And I even talk about it in tomorrow's video, the difference. You could say it's because of affluency, but there are people who aren't affluent in our area by any stretch of the imagination. We're common folk. Most of the people here are farmers, grown up on farms. They're blue collar, hardworking people. Even Mayor Dan put in years and years and years, just like his dad at Ford, and works other. Mayor Dan, you call me normal? Yes, you're normal, and you're my friend, and I appreciate that. And I already told you this last night too. I just love coming home here, where people are normal, and the mayor is normal, and and our neighbors are normal. I mean, our neighbors tell us they love us, and we tell our neighbors we love them. I don't even think I told you this, that Dan called me last week. He woke me up in bed. He's like, "Hey, you're still bringing that scooter back to Ohio, right, for me to work on?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's coming. Don't worry about it." He sees the scooter. He's one of our neighbors.
The white Vespa looking scooter.
And while Dan and Joanne, they're down in Florida, and Dan has been featured in a video before, very briefly, but we just love them so dearly. And then our other neighbors, Mike has even been featured in a video, garage sailing in the village. And I even tell Mike, I'm like, I bought him a box of comics. I'm like, I just appreciate you so much as a neighbor. It makes us appreciate this village and the people and our neighbors and the normalcy. And I love coming home to the normalcy of it, and to spend time with Mayor Dan last night. We had dinner last night. So I landed. And the funny thing was, my flight was delayed by a half hour, but then we actually landed 15 minutes early. Go figure that one out. And then I was texting Dan Mayor Dan at the same time. I have a neighbor, Dan. There's Mayor Dan. There's probably more Dans in our lives, but I don't know which ones we've actually ever shared with you. But I texted Dan. I was like, well, let's meet at 6 or 6:30. And then I was like, well, 7. And then I landed. I'm like, well, I'm home. He's like, all right, I'm headed there right now. I'm like, all right, I'm headed there too. And there's a 40-minute wait to get in. And the bike shop burnt down. I told you the bike shop burnt down, and Dan.
Yeah,
Dan
that's so unfortunate because it's been there forever. That bike shop has been there forever and part of the path, the toll path.
The toll path in the national park. It's horrible. It's heartbreaking. It really is. It's heartbreaking. And then all day today, I had the opportunity to spend with my buddy Rob and my buddy Conky and our friend Noreen, and goofing off and having a good time. And it's just so good to come home to all of that. And then tomorrow I have the opportunity in auctioneer school to have an influence on the upcoming auctioneers. And I'm really looking forward to that as well. So if you are following us on Whatnot, make sure you mark our tomorrow afternoon, our special. You are
doing a pop-up.
We're doing the pop-up auction.
Do you have a time yet?
1:30, and Patience has already created the auction, so make sure you bookmark it. I don't know if she put a thumbnail on it or not. So 1:30 tomorrow afternoon, our special St. Patrick's Day auction is tomorrow, as we have the opportunity to have an influence on the upcoming auctioneers in the state of Ohio. And I love the industry. I always have since being a teenager. My first auction I can remember is an estate auction in Elyria, Ohio. And I've fallen in love with it, and it's part of my life. And so I love coming home to all that, the normalcy. And then, Mayor Dan, like, I can't even follow this story anymore. There's so many offshoots. I'm like, I know, I'm living it and I can't follow it. It's so crazy. The insanity of these people who keep incriminating themselves further and further and further and posting stuff online. For example, you've got the head walrus, Lisa Repulsi. So repulsive. Literally posting stuff in a live stream and trying to say that I somehow lied to a cop when she posts Lynette illegally, felon charges, illegally recording her deposition, and the admittance is right there. I mean, can you imagine what's going to happen now? And these people are so stupid. Oh, and by the way, if you're offended by the word stupid, great. See your way out. So stupid.
Stupid exists, and it's scary. These stupid people walk amongst us.
And, I think that's the difference coming home to Ohio. We don't see this type of ignorance and stupidity around us by any stretch of the imagination. And that's what makes them all so scary. Not to mention, half of them are all addicted to rugs as it is anyway. So, the insanity of it. But I got home and did I have water? I guess we'll find out. Did karma get me? Well, I can tell you that I immediately went out to dinner with Mayor Dan and had a great time catching up with him. And then I got to hang out with Rob and Conky and Noreen today and had a great time with them. And I get to hang out with Roy and
Lisa.
Yep.
Is
And
Lisa going to be there?
yeah, Lisa will be.
Patience and Christian and Baby Pepper.
Baby Pepper and Baby Salt on the way, and then Rob will be there, and we are just going to have some fun tomorrow, having an influence on the upcoming auctioneers. So I love it. I'm really looking forward to it. So we'll get to that document. Before we get to that document and the other things, I got to show you some stuff. Okay, I want to do a little bit of mail, and this is a gift that I actually received today from Conky and Noreen for the business. What's that?
Which business? Oh, the condo business. Nice. That's perfect.
Right there for the condo business. Cedar Key Dolphin right there. Okay. That's from Conky and Noreen for the business. I got a couple more here. And let's save any fan mail in Florida till when I get back, even though I know I get back and then we leave like immediately again, but we'll take care of business there. All right, this is from New Zealand. Oh, the place I want to live, New Zealand. All right, it's handmade. I hope you are feeling. Let's see. What do you think? Crappy? Like, I hope you're feeling like Deuce, busted by the judge. Better soon. Way to go, George, from Wendy.
Aww, thank you, Wendy.
All right, so Wendy sent you a letter.
She must have sent that during my cancer scare. When I had two painful lumps under my right armpit.
And George has more doctor's appointments in the upcoming weeks as well. So heads up, you are going to see us at Hale's headquarters. And then, no. Yeah! What is this from? Is this from the judge, the magistrate in federal court?
It says something about a championship bowl from what I saw.
What?
Champions, what? Ohio State Buckeyes football. Something cotton.
I know what I'm wearing to court.
OH!
I know what I'm wearing to court. Now, I'm joking. This obviously is not from the judge, but the judge is actually from Ohio and is a huge Ohio State fan.
What a small world.
Is everybody, right? All right, this is a gift right here to help. Look at this. To help keep the water from freezing from Vicky, aka Cruise Ship Mama. Cruise Ship Mama sent this for the Peacocks.
Oh.
Hydrostatic automatic water drinker right there. Look at
that.
Nice. All right. I'm going to set that up for the Peacocks tomorrow. And my goodness, the babies are so big. They're as big as
they're not even babies anymore. They're teenagers.
Oh my goodness. They are featured in tomorrow's video. So, well, there's a lot of things featured. There was we had stalkers come to the property, particularly people who call themselves lawyers from Michigan. They go by making libel simple, and there is destruction out at the front of our property and cameras as well. But we'll go over that tomorrow. So, with that being said, all right, take it away, George. What do you want to talk about tonight? I don't even know where to start either. You want to go into Deuce?
So you wanted to show the order from the judge regarding the federal case about Deuce's disgusting behavior as a lawyer. How this man became a lawyer, a lot of people question that.
Well, it's not as easy as Lynette becoming a minister in Otter Creek, but it might be as easy as being a pole dancer, with those sexy, strong legs. Okay, so here we have, this is the order from the judge. Do you want to read it, George?
It says, I'm going to have to look at my screen, but it says, can you guys at home see it?
I can see it.
Okay. It says order to show cause. This was filed on 3/14, which was 2 days ago. 2 days ago. It says plaintiff has filed a motion for sanctions, Doc 96. The motion alleges that defendant's counsel has engaged in unprofessional conduct. I mean, that's been going on since day one with him soliciting, which we knew, and being a ghostwriter, which we knew.
Which we have all the proof of that for court as well. And yes, it is going to come up during this hearing, which we're going to be talking about. But let me share this. There are people that are releasing evidence and proof, such as Shara. Shara put out an incredible banger video yesterday and did an incredible job with it and is showing more proof. Okay. But Shara's not the only one that's come forward. There are other things that are going to come up in court, and there are many people who are providing more evidence and more evidence and more evidence. And so it's just overwhelming how much evidence just keeps coming forward. But go ahead.
Let's see. The court has ordered defendant's counsel, meaning Deuce, to respond to the motion by March 20th. So today is March 16th. March 20th is in what, 4 days? Would that be Thursday?
I have no idea.
As part of the response, defendant's counsel, Deuce again, should show cause as to why the court should not revoke the privilege, keyword privilege here, because he does not practice law in Florida. So remember that. The privilege of pro hoc vice status that has been granted to him in this case. Now remember, Juice doesn't live in Florida. He lives in Connecticut or Massa, whatever that state is.
Massa with him there.
Yes, where he learned about Lynette and Crook through YouTube, our
and
YouTube.
wanted to get famous based off of representing them, and because of our name, trying to coattail ride, trying to get fame and trying to make money.
Right. So let's see. It goes over case law, and then it says explaining that permission to appear pro hoc vice is a privilege, the granting of which is within the sound discretion of the presiding judge, and which can be revoked if counsel, meaning Deuce, continues to violate the professional standards of the district.
Well, he just did yet again today. But we're not going to show that evidence, but it is absolutely coming to court.
So then it goes on to page 2, and it says a hearing on this matter will be held Thursday, April 3rd at 1 p.m. So not only is this presiding judge wanting Deuce to show up face to face in the flesh on the 20th, which is in 4 days, he wants him to write a motion on the 20th, but he wants him to appear in person on Thursday, April 3rd at 1 p.m. Central Time in courtroom 3 South U.S. Courthouse. And then he provides the address, and it states there is no need for the individual parties to attend the hearing, meaning the plaintiff and the defendant, Jeremy, Lynette, and Crook. And then it says, but the counsel for the parties are required to attend, meaning Deuce and your attorney, Randy.
Which I absolutely 100% will be there. I will be there. Absolutely, I will be there.
The judge is stating it's not mandatory for you, Lynette or Crook, to be there, but you also have the right to be there because you are a party in this case. But the counsels 100% have to show in person, including Deuce. So has there been a new fundraiser started for his travel fees to the courthouse?
I'm sure if there hasn't, there will be. Oh, by the way, I realize that Dave the donor overseas has been really scammed, frauded, the whole deal, and trying to give money to anybody who's on the opposing side of this lawsuit. And so, George, here's what I'm thinking we do. Okay, if Dave the donor wants to give away money because he hates me, I think I should sue you. George, want to go to court? Dave the donor, I'm suing George.
I need money.
My friends Rob and Conky and Noreen, they asked me to sue them too. So if you could contact them, please. They said $56K. Whatever you've given to these pieces of crap, they're all okay. Does Deanna need sued? Deanna, no. We should probably, I should sue Deanna.
Yeah.
I'm going to sue Christian and
Because
Patience.
you fired her, and she's going to need some type of income.
She's got to have some cash somehow. And Christian and Patience have
Well,
another
let's
baby.
ask Deanna. Deanna, ever since you got fired, do you want to sue Jeremy?
I'm not speaking to Jeremy because I was fired.
I'm suing you. I'm suing you, Deanna. Hey, Dave oversees Dave.
I'm
Dave
suing
the
you
donor.
too.
Dave the donor. I'm suing Deanna too. And don't forget Christian and Patience. They have a second baby coming, and I'm suing them. So if you want to continue to give money to the people that I have in court, I'm going to add to that list. So there could be some benefits for these individuals.
Wait,
so.
is Dave the donor one of the people that is like, who's George?
Now, you mean the same people that go, I put in a records request and you lied? How stupid can you be to not understand you don't get records for a pending investigation? Like, how dumb? How dumb can these people be?
So let's touch back on that subject here in just a second. Let me finish the judge's order.
Okay. All right.
So just so that everyone is aware, because we get so many new viewers onto the channel that have to get caught up and don't know all the players that's involved in this case.
Baby, I have to interrupt you because I'm seeing in the chat that everybody wants sued. Dave the donor, can you please? I'm gonna sue all these people in the chat. Dave the donor from overseas, can you please kind of, or Dave the donor? As I'm joking about these things, in all sincerity, you need help.
Yeah, and for those who don't understand sarcasm,
you need help getting your money back, and I and other people will help you. Number one, file charges, and number two, we'll do whatever we can to help you get your money back because you absolutely were scammed and you were frauded. And so while I'm making jokes, the seriousness of it is you were duped. Just like Don the Con over there, right there by George was duped. You were duped and you were scammed and you were frauded. And I understand it's a little difficult with you being in another country, but we would do whatever we can to help you. I don't care that you don't like me. I don't like when people fraud and scam other people. And so I'll do what I can to help you get your money back and to take the appropriate steps to press charges. All right, keep going.
All right. So back to the judge's order again. The attorney who lives in Massa, he is the one who solicited Lynette and Crook regarding this case. Hello. Therefore, he is not local, does not live in Florida, and has basically no clients other than Lynette and Crook, in my opinion, because the guy has way too much time on his hands to be writing frivolous motions, filing frivolous lawsuits, which later on get voluntarily dismissed, and spends so many hours on these ridiculous other channels just spewing at the mouth and showing how unprofessional he can be. So he didn't have the funds to pay for the court reporter and is raising money for travel fees and to pay the court reporter. Obviously, his clients are indigent and don't have money to pay him. So where is he getting the money to cover for them in this federal suit? So saying all that with him living in a different state, the judge goes on to say that any request to appear remotely will be denied. So in other words, no Zoom link, any type of link to join remotely or via the internets. And then he goes on to say any request to hold the hearing at a location other than Pensacola will be denied. So ordered on the 14th day of March 25. Again, this was ordered on the 14th, which was 2 days ago.
Look at that. Deuce got double D'd again. He definitely ain't getting that at home. He definitely ain't getting that.
The interesting part about this particular order is the day before, the judge had ordered that Deuce explain. First, Randy filed a motion to show that Deuce was being completely unprofessional and CCing people in the email that have that aren't parties.
Felons that are under investigation right now as well.
Like other unhinged people, a disbarred lawyer that's a convicted felon that is dangerous and a frightening looking man, threatening to come here and put something in your eye socket. So, so the judge within an hour replied to Randy's motion and wanted Deuce to submit a motion explaining why he's doing this in emails and the disgusting behavior. And he gave him a week, which would be the 20th. So this was
standard. Here's the crazy thing. The standard is 15 business days. And the judge went, you ain't getting 15 business days.
He gave him 7 days. If I'm doing my math right.
He got 5 business days plus the weekend, which doesn't count. But so the judge sliced it to a third of the standard, the norm, and went, this is happening. Like,
I don't understand. Like, is he trying? So there's speculation that if Deuce were to voluntarily try and remove himself from the case, the judge can say no. So this is his roundabout way of getting kicked off the case because he knows he's not going to have a winning case, because he knows his clients are guilty, and he knows that Crook is a POS and doesn't need to be there around the child or Lynette. And he also knows that Lynette is not a nice person. We have that in writing as well.
In writing, and there's so much more we have that the world won't know until this all goes to court. And just, I want to emphasize this again. There will be no mediation. There will be no settlement. This is going all the way for all these individuals. There is no turning back. If you go, well, somebody's being smart and not talking about this anymore, they should have been smart and stopped when we told them for 2 years to stop. So obviously not that smart. This is going all the way. There will be no settlements, no negotiations, nothing. This is going all the way for all of them. And now the $9+ million federal lawsuit, the second lawsuit on individuals, has been assigned to the same judge where Deuce is a defendant, along with these other fools.
Yeah, I feel like the unhinged people can't control themselves. Like any reasonable person, any normal person would know to stop, but they just keep pushing because they think they're above the law. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. The unhinged people think they're above the law, and that's why they continue to do what they do instead of just documenting their own personal lives or their creepy neighbors. And that saga didn't take off, and so they had to leech and become a flea onto something that's irrelevant to them, and they've inserted themselves into our lives in a very negative way and not supporting us and spending hours upon hours. Like, so many people have identified that this is probably the biggest grift they've ever been able to accomplish. They have been successful in that area, but I can say there is one thing that I like about Deuce. And the list.
How easy he makes it for court for us. Like, I mean, come on. Here's the funniest part. Okay, I know.
And I think we can both agree there is one thing that we really, really like about Deuce.
Go ahead.
It's the way he makes all of these people that come to defend him or Lynette, his clients, his only two clients, just look so stupid and sound so ridiculous. And like the more they speak, the more they expose how low their IQ is. And like, I've never, ever claimed to be the smartest person in the world, but I'm not that stupid. I would never be stupid enough to do the things that they're doing and to incriminate themselves.
Yeah,
and
we both love that Deuce makes it so easy.
So easy. It's like low-hanging fruit. It's so easy.
He makes himself and those he represent look so stupid and so good.
And so is with his stupidity and his motions and his bad behavior, are we making that up? Did we make that up? Because he claims that we're making up this bad neighbor story when it's all real. It's all real life. Deuce's behavior is all real life. Is Deuce going to write in the motion that they're creating this for content about a bad lawyer? They're just doing it for content.
They're making fun of my giant nos. They're making
songs about me.
Yeah, calling him Gonzo would be an insult to Gonzo. So no, it's the
There was a blues song made about me. So thank you, Roseanne. Actually,
used to break us.
I forgot to read the footnote.
Okay, have fun with it.
All right, let me read the footnote.
I bet Deuce's own mom doesn't even like him.
I don't know. All right, so the footnote, it says the court previously indicated that it would consider holding pretrial hearings in Gainesville. That remains true as a general matter, but the court will not hold this particular hearing in Gainesville. There is no need for the individual parties to attend. So he repeats this, like the individual parties, meaning Jeremy, Lynette, and Crook, to attend because the hearing will focus solely on the conduct of counsel, singular counsel, not counsels, but singular counsel, meaning Deuce. And then it says, thus, there is no inconvenience to the individual parties by holding the hearing in Pensacola. Also, per Expedia, there is no significant difference in flight options or cost from Boston to Pensacola and Boston to Gainesville. So he must have did the Google search on that.
The judge is now looking at flights. Wow.
Again, so Boston, remember I told you guys earlier, he's from Massa. So Boston would probably be the international airport in Mass.
How much you want to bet he still files a motion when he's told not to? I'm guaranteeing it right now. He still does it, and it's probably going to say, Judge,
I got 5 on it.
I can't come. I came down with a bad case of the polyflops.
I have a
sick with the polyflop,
and it's coming out of my nose.
My polyflops are through the roof.
He's gonna say that he's disabled now and that he is elderly and that he has a life-threatening polyflop.
Why isn't anybody saying that the judge is hates older
bullying
people? Huh. Interesting.
What's that?
Well, you know how they said, Lynette says she's a victim because she's elderly and I attack elderly, which is
really because she can run faster than I can for being elderly. And
not only to mention, I don't attack anybody. Now, when you keep attacking me and 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 attacking me, and then I respond, and then somehow you want to claim you're a victim, how? Through the roof is that?
Dose Reality just says preparation H cures the polyflops, I believe.
Well, better get a lot of tubes for him. Probably going to go up his nose and then out his. So, yeah, the insanity of this all. So I will absolutely be there. Now, I will share this ahead of time. I do know George and I both have quite a bit of time scheduled in Ohio here for doctor's appointments and also some other things with friends that we have planned in the upcoming weeks. And so
your birthday.
Yeah, and we're celebrating my birthday at a special event with friends as well. And so, which is, I think most people probably know that's March 30th. And you're going, are you going to be able to get to Pensacola by April 3rd? Yes. I am going to be there no matter what. Not to mention, Lynette actually gets deposed on Wednesday as well. This Wednesday, Lynette has a deposition scheduled. And
this deposition's for the fraudulent file lawsuit for the Trespass 5, right?
I'm curious if she's going to try and illegally record it again now that we all know that she has committed a felony crime. She has recorded illegally a deposition. And for
which deposition would that be?
That was the deposition for the case with Judge Grudge. And so for those that are going,
but we got her twice. So which one out of two?
We don't know.
Twice.
She's already admitted the stupid walrus, Lisa Repulsive.
Oh, her mouthpiece threw her under the bus?
The PR team threw her under the bus with a major felony. He had no authority, no right, no permission, no anything to record that deposition. And yes, it's being dealt with. And I know there's others that go, hey, what about Deuce? He lied on his Prohoc Vici application. Yeah, we know. That's coming up April 3rd. And so his lies on his application, the sample in the motion that Randy, that is nothing. I literally just sent Randy more that Deuce just within the hour has witness intimidation yet again within the hour. He is going to a hearing on April 3rd, and he just within the hour intimidated a witness again and threatened the witness online.
Interesting. So from my understanding, and because I follow another journalist, those are felony charges, witness intimidation. So back to his behavior, a lot of people are speculating that he's intentionally doing this because the judge would most likely say no if he voluntarily withdrew, but he's doing it to get the boot because he knows that his clients are guilty. Should we show a little sneak peek?
I think you should. And while you're prepping that sneak peek, I think the other thing people are going, oh, yeah, I've heard the insanity of Jeremy's scared of Deuce. Not by any stretch of the imagination. If you want any lawyer to oppose you, it would be him. He's the worst lawyer ever. As a matter of fact, having him pulled from the case is probably the worst thing, but he has to be held accountable for the illegal things he has done. And so if I wanted anybody to represent Lynette, it's him. To represent Crook, it's him. And this is one of the reasons why George is going to start showing you.
His mental unhingedness is probably the scariest about him because, you know, when people go postal, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know how they're going to snap. When they're under pressure, yes, they can backfire. And that is a scary thing. And so you're constantly recording for your own safety because people tend to twist things like the two fleas. They're perfect examples of how they lose their credibility. Lynette and Crook, they lost their credibility a long time ago because they take things out of context and they twist it and then their delusions kick in. That's what Polymath is all about.
I never rolled the window down. Yeah, you did. She literally.
My best friend Marla had to call her out. Like, yeah, you did. You did.
You and I edited it to make it look like Marla Huge calls her out. Her own bestie that she's never met in her life. Her own bestie calls her out and goes, that is your video that you gave the Levy County Sheriff. You rolled the window down.
And that's where Shara got it from during her public records request, is my understanding.
Oh, you mean the public records that Tina Haley, our next door neighbor, who has now gotten her husband, herself, and her 6 other siblings in a court case? The one that goes to Lieutenant McIntyre and says, is there any way we can keep him from getting this? And the only reason why anybody got it is because Lisa Repulsi actually started talking about all of this grift on the memorial, on the post and videos. We said nothing until all this. It was Lisa Repulsi who got Tina and Brian into this situation to where now all this is public. Oh,
she used the words, is there a way to stop him from buying this film? I don't know how he's getting it.
How stupid can you be?
And like, even after the officer had to educate her how it's public record and anybody can request it, she still was clueless. Like, the more she spoke on that video, which we're going to do a reaction video the more she revealed how low her IQ is too. Like, she's another one that just the stupidity coming out of her mouth.
It exudes. Oh my goodness.
You know, another thing that I find interesting is that she's so concerned about this memorial, but yet she lied to her own niece about spreading the ashes of her niece's father, which is her brother that died, the one that died of the recluse spider bite.
And what the family told us is that Tina actually refused to cooperate with being a witness of the incident and would not make any statement. And now all of a sudden she cares?
Now she cares about this memorial when she refused to be a cooperative witness because she allegedly saw the accident.
Interesting. Very.
All right, let's look at a sneak peek.
Let's see exactly why I would love Deuce to continue to represent them.
Oh, I forgot to redact his name. But anyways, it says and he's messaging this to Shara, and Shara is the investigative journalist, advocative journalist that Lynette brought on to cover her story and to be her mouthpiece and to tell her truth. It says, so Deuce is telling Shara, you don't deserve the treatment you're getting from MP, which is Michelle Preston, or Patty. But I got to keep good with Patty too. Let's try to do what I suggested a few days ago and minimize yours and MP's direct contact. I convey what you need from her.
Pause right there. Pause right there. Why does Deuce have to keep in good with Patty? Remember where the $7,000 came from for Silver Scam? From Patty. So do you understand Deuce is talking negatively behind Patty's back right now, Patty Plummer, and Lynette's back, and throwing them under the bus, throwing shade right now to both Lynette and Patty Plummer because he needs Lynette because he's a scammer scamming the scammer so that he can get famous online and try and make money. And on the way, he's trying to get famous. He thought he was going to get money, which will never, ever happen. He's being sued for a lot of money, which he doesn't.
He's basically saying Lynette.
Patty Plummer.
Yep. He's basically saying Lynette is not a nice person. You don't deserve that treatment you're getting from her. So Shara goes on to tell Bruce, she's lying to you, but I will save that for another day, which we've been saying from day one. Lynette is she's a habitual liar and a pathological liar. So then he's telling her you have permission to do whatever as a journalist. Again, I explained to you guys that Lynette brought her on as an investigative journalist to cover the story, Lynette's story. And if you need to retain a video via FOIA request, you're free to use it as you see fit, which yesterday was a video that she released that she saw fit.
And isn't that interesting that after she started sharing evidence with my legal team that Deuce said he was going to sue her and that was privileged information and she couldn't share any of it and kept threatening her with lawsuits, which, by the way, there are those channels such as That Umbrella Guy, Megan Fox. And I want to be very clear what the Hales. If there's any issues that Shara's in with these individuals making false claims of copyright strikes, things along those lines, we will rally and champion around her and we will help. And what she did in the beginning was wrong. She has point blank asked me after her deposition off the record. She said, Mr. Hales, will you forgive me? She asked.
Was lied to. Yes, she realized that she was lied to from the beginning.
I responded to her, yes, you are forgiven. She's been victimized by these fools as well. The lies, the grifting, the stealing, the scamming, the frauding. And
she's been scammed and frauded from as well. Tons of money, like thousands of dollars of her own money that she'll never see again. That was promised to be used in a certain way and wasn't. All right, next, here's another sneak peek that I can share with you. So we've always told you how Lynette hates Crook, wants him off her property, has even said she wanted him unalived. She has told me that in person. This is my personal experience. She has told Jeremy that's his personal experience. She has even posted it all over online. So it's no secret that she no longer wants John anywhere near her. And so here's some more proof. Where Deuce says, Shara says, get it now, please. We need to know what's in it. I'm not sure what she's referring to, but we'll get back to that when we do our commentary video. Bruce is saying she's playing different sides against each other. I think she's glad to get rid of John and it's best anyway.
I guarantee you.
Agreeing.
Just stop for a second. Look at the date. And then we see what's mentioned, the pew pew. This is when Crook got arrested. And now Shara's saying, get it now, please. We need to know what's in it, which is probably the arrest record. And then Deuce is saying, well, she's playing the different sides against each other. In other words, is she going to throw Crook under the bus? Is she not going to throw Crook under the bus? The whole deal. She's trying to figure out how she can come out of this clean. And this conversation is because of Crook's arrest. Okay, now jump back in.
So then she's saying neither of them should have any pew pew, which she meant to say. I knew what she meant to say. She's saying neither of them should have any pew pew. And if Deuce had a brain, he would know certain words are triggered by the AI within social medias, and you can't use certain words, and it has to be censored. So then he said, I am waiting, stop pushing. But he's pretty pushy. Remember, he's like, get the MF audio, get the MF audio now.
So Shara doesn't deserve to be treated the way Lynette treats Shara, but somehow Shara deserved to be treated the way that Deuce was treating Shara. Can we say psychopath?
Hypocrite.
Deuce?
Oh my gosh, hypocrisy at its finest.
So wrong.
So yeah, I mean, if they try anything with Shara, which I think is a great idea, that she's putting it out there for her own safety. This is all for her own safety. And we've been saying from the beginning, we record for our safety, we document this for our safety, and she's taking the same steps of doing all this for her safety, and it's a smart move. But there's people that want to silence the truth, and they're not okay with us sharing, or they have an issue with us sharing, which makes zero sense, because Levy County themselves, there's so much I want to go into about what Levy County.
We'll get to it.
But we're going to get to it. So I'm going to hold my thoughts.
George is on fire. If there are those who have not seen Shara's new video and the video with Lieutenant McIntyre, and he references a police report. He says, I'm not going to like it. And he's in the communication with the neighbors. We are going to get into that this week. And I can share with you that George is on fire because of this. And we've already met with Levy County supervisors once. Without getting all into it, sometimes I think it's best that we just explode, let it all out. And then, usually when people come to me, I tell them, just puke it all out right here on the table, and I'll sort out all the pieces. Just let it out. So just let it out, and then we'll film when I get back.
All right. I will hold it, but there are a lot of things that the specific supervisor, I'm pretty sure he's a supervisor because of his title. Anything that involves you, Lynette, Crook, Levy County Sheriff has now said that they would send out a supervisor, and this supervisor, Officer McIntyre, needs to learn to be an officer of the law, because he's very chatty. He's chatty like Judge Grudge. That's the best way to describe it. Chatty like Judge Grudge, unnecessary chattiness, when their job is to show up, take stories of the parties that call to make the complaint, write the report, and that's it. Not put in their 2 cents, not be biased, not pretend like they know whether you're in Ohio or not. Like, how would he know whether you're in town or not? Not to pretend like he knows what connections you have. Like, the things that he was just spewing was so unprofessional. So unprofessional. It was beyond unprofessional.
And here's the best part, which again, we'll go. Georgia's upset, and rightfully so. And we are both upset. And frankly, I would say even more hurt that Levy County Sheriff Department literally shows some kind of horrific bias against us because we're YouTubers and we put everything online. And you would think if they were a real thriving department, that they would encourage us to film everything for accountability. And you would think that they would want that. And yet they're so against it and so anti. And so George and I had we shared that we had a big meeting with the sheriff department, and then some fool out there, goes, "You did not. I put in a record request." What a freaking idiot. everybody. I mean, how much do you really have to get the people up to speed on this? I mean, this is so stupid. You call yourself a journalist and you don't even know you can't get a record for a pending investigation.
Right.
And they'll even tell you, we can't give you these records yet because this case is still open. I mean, how dumb can you be?
If it's still pending, you're not going to get squat. And it is still pending. They're not done investigating.
And not only that, they're in, well, we'll get to that later. But the fact that, you know, in the beginning, I talked about how I love coming home to Ohio. And I went out and had a great dinner last night with my mayor. And I say mayor, but, you know, a person's not a mayor all the time. You know, I'd say friend. And then I got to hang out with other friends. And I don't worry that the police here have some kind of bent against me. And that's not because we've helped them fund the canine unit. I mean, that's so little of what we could do with our community. That the things that we would want to do within our other communities, such as in Florida, we feel comfortable because they're friends, they're normal, and we don't feel as if they hate a camera when they're literally inviting us to film. And our police here are all filming, and we have a tiny village, and yet Levy County Sheriff Department does not have chest cams, microphones.
They have audio.
And then they turn the audio off, like you've seen Deputy Duncan, like you've seen. Oh yeah, that's right.
They have body audio, and then they have a dash cam that records, and then the audio syncs in with the dash cam.
And they hate.
But the dash cam becomes useless if they intentionally park their vehicle in the opposite direction of where the activities is happening, right?
They continue to do.
And this is a supervisor that he called. This guy is a supervisor, and he pointed the vehicle in the complete different direction of where the activity or the call was made from. He should have had his vehicle turn the other way. And so let's say the tables were turned and we called Levy County because someone there was property damage and trespassing on our property. And if that supervisor was unprofessional and was talking badly about the neighbors or whoever, I would have been appalled. Like, why are you talking like this about the person? You're supposed to be neutral. You're supposed to be neutral. You're not supposed to sit there and badmouth the neighbors, or even sharing certain things that don't even involve this case. Like, he was sharing things that had nothing to do with Brian and Tina.
Well, and we'll get into more of that, but Brian and Tina have found themselves a one-way ticket into court. And the worst part of it is they've done this not only to themselves, but they've done this to 6 of her other siblings that should have nothing to do with it, but they do because it's all part of the family trust. And she made illegal decisions when she sold the property illegally. And now we're going to get all of the property on the survey, on the actual Levy County, on the actual record. I'm going. My garage. My overhang, right? I'm thinking about putting a YouTube studio in that garage. They are going to court. And Travis knows everything that they said about him as well. So what you doing, Willis? Goodness. And the funny thing is she texted him. I probably shouldn't even say that.
You know what? I got to hop off. I will see you guys on Whatnot. I got to set up for Whatnot, and I need Dee's phone. But you guys
hop off. You have to end the stream because you started the stream, or the stream will keep going on for 24 hours. So are you hopping off and staying and then ending the stream?
Yes.
All right.
I have to set up for our auction. I'll see you guys on Whatnot. Giving away monies, and auctioneer Jerry is here as well.
How are you going to know when to end the stream?
I'm going to do it here in a second. When I see you, you should have the end stream on your end.
It doesn't matter. You're the one that opened it, so you have to be the one that ends it. Not that we're ending yet. We have so much.
Bye, guys. See you on Whatnot.
All right. So in regards to all of that, George and I will be talking about that and where we're headed. We were going to have the lawsuits with Tina and Brian Haley filed this week, but Randy and Doreen are very, very ill with the flu. And so as an extra precaution, I get back into, well, I'll just tell you, we're filing on Wednesday. And so this upcoming week, they will be served within a reasonable amount of time. And hopefully the people of Otter Creek are learning that and the people of Levy County are learning, and frankly, people of Florida are learning, just stop messing with people. It's not okay. It never has been. It never will be. Mind your own business. Be polite. Be nice. That's why I love coming home here to Hale's headquarters, because I've got such a great community with lots of tourism and visitors every single day. Mayor Dan told me that 8,000 people a day on average show up here at tourism. And they should. There's a national park. And we've never experienced anything so rude, something so horrific as we have living in Florida, being stalked to Florida, harassed in Florida, taken advantage of in Florida. And we wish it upon nobody. But we do wish that we can give $100 away tonight on our Whatnot auction. And so we got a huge auction. Oh, by the way, you know all those gems and crystals that are being sold? We got more and way better. Jump on over to Whatnot and show them how much you're willing to pay for those gems and crystals. And then take a screenshot of it. We want to see, because we want to laugh at all them fleas. Or is it two Lees peeing their pants right now? Stay weird, my friends. Stay weird. See you on